women to vote, and of course the first woman member of Parliament. That's all we're asking for, is our right to vote.
Mr Chairman, this part of the bill is really the guts of the whole matter, because this is about the right to have a vote in 2013 being taken away from the people of Canterbury. I am really disappointed in 3 local government ministers in the National Party, elected to Parliament under a democratic vote, into a democratic Parliament, well, at least on this side, and they could ignore the wishes of the people of Canterbury in such a cavalier manner. It all started with Nick Smith. And Nick Smith made a solemn promise to the people of Canterbury. He said this: whatever the circumstances, the next regional council elections in Canterbury will take place no later than the election scheduled for late 2013, October 2013. That is a man who was in Cabinet, that had to leave Cabinet because of some shonky behaviour, now back in Cabinet, so I suppose we shouldn't be surprised when he broke his word. But he gave his solemn promise to the people of Canterbury, and what's so sad and what makes me angry is they believed him. They actually believed him and thought, yes, this will happen, Nick Smith has said it. Well, he got the rumpty-dumpty and off he went, and in they brought, what's his name, David Carter. Less than memorable, I have to say, in his role as local government. I know he's going to be an extremely good speaker because, you know, when it comes to questions, I do want him to look this way. But when it came to being the Minister of Local Government, he too, a Cantabrian, born, bred generations. The Carter family, I believe, have lived in the Canterbury area. Did he listen to the people of Canterbury? Did he honour the words of Nick Smith, the previous minister? No, he did not. He didn't even blink and carried on with this bill. And then we come to the hapless new Minister for Local Government, a member who already in his own area faces all sorts of problems, because I think he's under serious threat from Stuart Nash, who doesn't want amalgamation of local authorities in Napier and Hastings, and the local member, now the Minister for Local Government, who wants a major amalgamation. I suppose he would support an election for them, but why doesn't he support an election for the people of Canterbury? So I say to the Minister, you're a terrible disappointment, Minister, because you had the opportunity. You had the opportunity, Minister. I keep saying Minister, Mr Chairman. I mean, I'm talking to the Minister. You, Minister. You have the opportunity, Minister. You have the opportunity to have made a difference. You had the opportunity to say, stop this bill. We made promises. We said there would be elections to ECAN in 2013. I think one of the most powerful submissions I heard on the Select Committee, though, was from the Human Rights Commission. That's right. And in came Mr Rutherford. I have to say I wasn't really expecting any great strokes. I thought that he would come in with a quiet little submission. After all, he has been appointed by this government, and they must have had some expectations from him. He came in with a very strong submission. He submitted that, in effect, the current proposal means the government would be in breach of its international obligations and its commitments, and that they needed to have an election. Here is the Human Rights Commissioner saying that they would be in breach, and it was against basic human rights not to have an election. And now we have got the new member returned to the House today, Mr Aaron Gilmore. Now, I thought I'd bring him into the debate because he knows a lot about a little. And he was a member who used to be in Christchurch, actually shifted up to Lyall Bay, Rongotai, thinking there might be a little opening for him there. However, he's now whizzing back to Christchurch. I want to see him I want to see him get up and speak in support of the people of Canterbury, because he said he wants to represent Canterbury people again. I read that. He said he wants to represent. Get up on his hind legs and say to the people that they deserve, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chairman, they deserve the opportunity to have a democratic vote in 2013. Well, I want to make this commitment in this House. If we were in government, there would have been a vote in 2013. And when we are in government in 2014, they will not wait till 2016 for a vote. Oh, yes, we will, Mr. Hay. But I'll tell you something, Mr. John Hayes, you will be roundly beaten in the Wairarapa. There's never been a more unpopular member in the Wairarapa than that member. So he's tramping away, but it won't be for long. There will be a reprieve for us because he won't be here after the next election. So we will have an election for Environment Canterbury after we become the government. And Mr. Speaker, the hidden agenda of this whole debate is all about them wanting to delay elections, one, to give the farmers irrigation, more important than people and a democratic vote, but also their plan to have a major amalgamation of local authorities in the Canterbury area. That is why it's being delayed. Nothing to do with the competency of and ability of people in Canterbury to be able to run ECAN, elect good people to the ECAN Council. There is every ability to be able to do that. There were very good people on that council, and I'd like to acknowledge Eugenie Sage, who was one of those members, a person who worked incredibly hard, but they were all told they were hopeless and that needed to be changed, but it would be a vote when things came right. Well, Mr. Chairman, things have come right in Canterbury. You can't go on blaming it on the earthquake forever. That is what this government is doing. And Mr. Chairman, this is a very important bill we're debating tonight. It goes to the fundamental issue of the country we live in, and that is democracy. The democratic right of people to choose their elected representative to make decisions on their behalf. And this government is riding roughshod over the people of Canterbury. It is not good enough. We will restore their right to vote when we are in government in the very near future.